Today on the show, we're going to be talking about why the New 52 isn't bad. So, I see something like this in the comments all the time. The New 52 sucks. I mean, Red Beast Boy, WTF? And I'm here to tell you that thinking like that is a little bit ignorant. First off, you can't write off all 52 comics in the New 52 because one character you like had a design change. Secondly, yes, making Beast Boy red was a risky move, and no, it didn't work, but their reasoning behind it was perfectly sound. So DC wanted Beast Boy in the New 52 to be linked with Animal Man, so they made him red. And anyone who reads comics knows what an honor it is to be linked with Animal Man. So with that in mind, whenever I see someone write off all of the New 52, I just assume that they're really new to comics. So to help you along, I'm going to give you examples of what's good in the New 52, and I'm going to tell you why it's good, and what's bad in the New 52, and I'm going to tell you why it's bad. I'm also going to give you Amazon links to all of these examples where available. The first good example that we have is Batwoman. I loved Batwoman from the moment she was created. For a little while there, she was my favorite comic book character. Her initial run in the New 52 was possibly one of the best female Bat family member runs in my lifetime. We saw her deal with her personal life and being a hero, and the effects that being a hero can have on your personal life, and what happens when the two of them cross over, and how that's never a good thing. Like, there wasn't a single boring issue. The series was so well written, and the art was so impressive. It was definitely the best part of the New 52 when it first started. Right now, the series is a bit iffy. It seems really bad, but that's just because it used to be so good. But in reality, it's just iffy. For our first bad thing, we have the Green Team, Teen Trillionaires. So I initially picked this up because I thought it was going to be so bad it's good. No, it was just so bad it was insulting. Basically, what do people hate in society most at the moment? Young rich people. What is this series about? Young rich people. Now, I only picked up the first 2 issues of this series, but I could not read anything more than that. But basically, the main villain in this series is the middle class. Also, the teenage heroes in this series don't have any powers, they don't have any intelligence, they can just buy a lot of things. The concept of this series was really good. What if teenagers could buy powers? But as a writer myself, I would have taken it in a completely different direction that would have been a lot less insulting. Personally, I would have had these teenagers not really understand the duties of a hero, so they do actions that they think are good, but they realize they're actually the bad guys, but because they're having so much fun, they don't stop. Then they could have a whole crossover deal with the Teen Titans, and because they've worked with the Titans, they realize the error of their ways, so they quit being heroes. But instead of getting a series that was potentially good, we got a series that was just... Now for a series that's still kind of new, Harley Quinn. Now, you might be able to tell by my hair, but I am a huge Harley Quinn fan. I absolutely love her. What I really like about this series is that it balances out Harley's personality. In the Suicide Squad, Harley was kind of violently crazy, and at times it was really hard to read. Pre-New 52, Harley was just as loopy as a box of frogs, she was jumpy, she was all over the place, and she was a lot of fun to read. This series really does give a harmony between the two Harleys, and it's absolutely fan-freaking dabby-dozy. Also, the series is such a breath of fresh air. It's small-time stories following one character. It's not constantly, the world is in danger, the city is in danger. No, it's just, Harley does a thing, and it's so fun to read. So, Harley Quinn. A great series that gives you a breath of fresh air in the chaos that is constantly happening in the DC universe. For our second bad, we have the Teen Titans. Now, before we get into this, I'm outright going to say that this series wasn't bad because they made Beast Boy red or they changed Raven's costume. No, this series was bad because the creative team missed the point of the Teen Titans. The thing about the Teen Titans is that it's about emotions, it's about relationships, it's about the characters. It's not about facing villains or crime fighting. And the creative team really didn't understand that. Also, I feel like the fact that they were teenagers was highlighted a little bit too often. I mean, if you look at the best run of the Teen Titans, which was back in the 1980s, it eventually just became the Titans, because the fact that they were teenagers just became irrelevant. Also, the characters grew up past being teenagers, but if they wanted these characters to stay teenagers, they would have, but them being teenagers was totally irrelevant. In addition to all of this, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash, and Red Robin had way too high of a profile in this series. They are supposed to be on the side in the Teen Titans because they're already part of a much larger franchise. The Teen Titans is supposed to focus on its original characters and let us know what they can do, which in this run would have been Skitter, Bunker, Solstice, Raven, etc, etc. Like, this run on the Teen Titans started in 2011, and I still have no idea what exactly Solstice is. Now, for all of you that don't know, a new Teen Titans series has been announced, and I have a quote to give us an idea of what it's gonna be about. We're really trying to do something different in this series, to look at superheroes from a different angle and explore their lives in a whole new way. If they existed in our desperate for entertainment world, superheroes would be the biggest celebrities in the planet, the focus of all sorts of unwanted attention and threats of all kind. Having a group of teens navigate that sort of world while at the same time they're trying to save it is the sort of comic book I would want to read, even if I weren't writing it. Now, that is a quote from the writer of the new series of the Teen Titans, and I fear that they have missed the point yet again. If you look at the best story arcs in the Teen Titans, the Judas Contract for example, they're all about betrayal and trust and relationships being broken and new relationships being bonded, and that's what the Teen Titans is about, not about celebrity culture. This being said, I want this new Teen Titans series to be great. I want it to be the best thing that I have ever read. I want it to make me eat my words. But with this description, it's not going to do that because it honestly feels like they've missed the point yet again. The Teen Titans is the worst of the New 52 in my opinion because it missed its own point. At least Green Teen Trillionaires hit its point, even if it really was a dumb point. Ending on a high note, something from the New 52 that I am beginning to absolutely love is Constantine. I will admit the first issues of Constantine were really uncomfortable, but that's just because they were trying to bring Hellblazer into the DC universe, and at first that wasn't going to work. It was going to be uncomfortable no matter what. But I feel like the creative team are kind of getting into their groove now. The same goes with Justice League Dark. It was really uncomfortable at first, but they're kind of getting into their groove, and it's really beginning to work. So Constantine and Justice League Dark are our high note to end on, and I really feel like there's irony somewhere in there. The point that I'm trying to drive home here is not everything in the New 52 is bad, and there's enough good things to prove that. I think that DC just needs to bring in some younger writers who would be willing to experiment and have fun with characters while having a good understanding of the characters that they're writing for. I don't know where they would find a person like that, but I know if they did find a person like that, they'd be very easy to contact.
It's super effective!
Okay guys, that is it for today. What are your opinions on the New 52? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more comic book commentary. And also don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. My name is Faust, this has been Exploring Comics, and it is super effective.